First of all, hello everyone, and welcome to today's Aligned Living Circle, where we align the mind, body, and spirit with seasonal energies. Thank you for coming and adding your magic to this space. The energy you all bring is part of what makes this event really powerful. I really love seeing you all showing up every week and new people joining too. That's so joyful for me. Being in community creates really powerful change. So let's go ahead and read those energy check-ins first. All right, so let's go ahead and do our intention setting. So as always, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, take a moment to breathe, take a nice cleansing breath, and close your eyes and get really still, really calm for a moment. Really slow breaths. And for a moment, visualize or feel a stream of water that's flowing all the way down into the top of your head, all the way through all of your body and into the earth. And just breathe as it flows. Feel it clearing away anything that's not serving you. And take a deep breath. Feel that peace. And with one last breath, feel your alignment come into place, and we will get into today's messages. All right. So, what are the seasonal things first and foremost? Today, we are more than halfway through the period between Imbolc and spring. So we're getting really, really close to that season of really abundant growth, a lot of blockages clearing, and where all of the seeds that we've been planting are going to start blooming and coming to life. Now, yesterday was the new moon in Pisces, which means we are currently still in the window of the new moon energy. So now, whether you're with us live or watching the replay, today's messages and ritual are really going to support you through times of uncertainty and change. So if you'd like to grab a notebook so you can jot down some ritual notes, go ahead and grab that as we continue into our messages. First of all, let's talk about new moons. New moons have the energy of new beginnings, a blank slate, really fresh energy. They're a time for setting intention, shadow work, finding clarity. And the sign of Pisces, which the moon is in, holds the energy of really deep emotions, very watery energy. It heightens our intuition and it holds a lot of transformation within it. And our messages today are very aligned with these energies and how we can best navigate them. So let's dive in. Our first ally today is Ladybug. Ladybug's medicine is really similar to Pisces energy. She's a dreamy, fun-loving energy, and her biggest association is with good luck and sign that new wonderful things are coming, blessings, abundance, all of those things. In many, many cultures all over the world, Ladybug is seen as a bringer of luck, blessings, as we said. There is a belief that's gone on for many years in folk traditions that if a ladybug lands on you and then flies away without any assistance, without intervention, it will carry away illness with it. It'll just whoop right out with all of those unwanted energies. Ladybug is also an ally that can guide us through difficult periods of life. She teaches us to grow and to move through change with grace, staying joyful through the process. Just like Pisces, Ladybug is a symbol of transformation. Their lives are very cyclical, moving from plain looking larva through 4 different stages until they reach their full, beautiful adult form, where they can then lay eggs and start the cycle over. Their metamorphosis is really dramatic, and it's a journey of growth and change. And we can really learn a lot from this. Just like Ladybug, our transformations and growth, they're a process and it takes patience and trust. Our transformations don't always happen how or when we want. And so my channeled message for you today about this is, when you find yourself in different stages of growth, it can feel really chaotic and ungrounded. And this is a season of change. So if you're feeling really caught up in the waves, if you're feeling overwhelmed by emotions, or you're feeling vulnerable, remember that right now we're being guided into alignment. So embrace every step of your transformation. Ladybug is here showing us that we can trust in the journey, because we're coming out of it more resilient, really more wise, and actually joyful. So I want to share my personal experience with this season. I have felt very ungrounded. And as an earth sign, very heavy earth dominant energy, that's not so fun. I've also felt a lot of waves of emotion. I've been having a lot of past experiences come up for me to reflect on. I've also felt really introspective and more intuitive. And these are all energies of Pisces and also Ladybug. So there's a vision that I've been having for a couple weeks now. You may have heard me talk about it in some of the events we've had in the community, but what I've seen is myself in an ocean surrounded by these really big waves. And I'm swimming, I'm struggling, I'm trying to make progress a little bit frantically. And what I was shown is that we're not meant to fight. We're not even meant to understand it. If we sit back, just float, surrender control, and trust the process, we will not be tossed around in the waves. We will ride them all the way to where we're meant to go, what's meant for us. So, if you're feeling a bit like you're drowning, if you're feeling a bit pushed around by the waves, take time to slow down, recharge. This would be a really good time for meditation and journaling and time to yourself. It will create more balance and a lot more peace for yourself. If you're trying to make progress on something, but you find it only getting more difficult, just relax into it. And I know just isn't really the word for it, but try to relax into it. Don't keep pushing harder and harder. Take a step back and ask yourself how you can surrender to the process. And this is one of Ladybug's lessons. During times of change, step away from fearing the unknown. Release the need to know altogether. Focus on, really shift your focus on all of the possibilities and how things could go right, right? There are so many options, and all of the fears, all of the anxieties that create these scenarios can also create good scenarios. So it's a time of inspiration and creativity. Use that creativity to dream up the good things, the possibilities that are here to support us. Ladybugs, they come out of their transformation, their metamorphosis, with new abilities and these really beautiful colors. And remember that we will too. Trust that you have the ability to ride the waves and that you are not lost. You're being guided. She's also teaching us to have an open mind through our transformation. Rather than clinging to an outcome, be curious, right? What could go right? What is the best outcome? Where could this wave be taking you? We're being asked to have confidence in this mysterious process of creation. And just like Pisces, Ladybug brings us a stronger connection to the divine, to inspiration, and the manifestations of our really big visions, our biggest dreams. Both of these, Pisces and Ladybug, are here to support us in that. They also can both bring the energy of lack of focus or direction, difficulty understanding or navigating our emotions, a fear of change, and also being a little passive, a little too passive. So to move through this, we have other allies, but to move through this, Ladybug teaches us to show our true colors. In this time, really try to stand confidently in your strengths. Let your personality shine in its unique beauty. Authenticity is really incredibly valuable anytime, but right now, honoring who we truly are allows these Pisces waves to carry us smoothly, not so chaotically. And it also helps us create boundaries, keeping out anything that might cause more chaos and drawing in the people and the opportunities that will support us. And we see Ladybug's magic of boundaries and protection in two forms. One is her color. Just, in nature, this is how it is. The bright red and the dark spots are a warning to any predators, anybody happening along a ladybug, to stay away. And if that boundary isn't respected, ladybugs have a defense mechanism, which is oozing this yellow liquid with a really strong, nasty smell. I don't know if you've ever smelled the ladybug smell, it's pretty awful. And this is telling us to remember that we are ready to face any challenges that we may encounter. We have it in us, it is innate in us, especially right now. Flow through your journey of self-discovery, right? Really flow through it and do it with as much grace as possible. And remember Ladybug's playful nature. Take time to indulge in life as much as possible, guilt-free, and really excited for what is coming. And so now to balance the energies of Ladybug and Pisces, we have our plant ally for the week, and that is Dandelion. We're getting real close to dandelion season, and I'm really glad that dandelion came through this week because it is the perfect energy to support us and balance us right now. So dandelion's name comes from a French phrase translating to tooth of the lion. And this is because their leaves have these edges that are pointed like teeth, and they grow in a circle around the stalk of the bright yellow flowers, just like teeth around a lion's head. And I'm sure as kids, we all took the white, puffy dandelions and blew on them to make a wish. And I do want to be clear, this is actually magic. This is magic. And it does go back to some of this ally's folk magic traditions. It's believed that blowing on a dandelion puff can carry your intentions out into the universe and manifest them, just like a seed grows. Make sense? And this can be used for almost anything, everything from breaking bad habits to sending love out to someone. Dandelion assists us in making it happen, not just wishing, but creating. And this ally really is such a powerful manifester because they are an herb of creation through practicality and dedication. This is why they are guiding us this week. While Ladybug assists us in dreaming up our best, most aligned future and riding the waves, Dandelion teaches us structure and how to manifest them. Working with Dandelion as an ally helps us to make the most of our time, helps us to create healthy schedules, and to build an actionable plan to make the dream a reality. They ground us and bring clarity on how to move forward. Interestingly enough, dandelion flowers open at dawn with the first light, and then they close in the evening at sunset. So this, along with their bright yellow color and their magic of manifestation, growth, expansion, connects them to both the energies of the sun and to Jupiter. They are expansive and really full of so much positivity. And this is reflected in their ability to grow anywhere and how difficult they are to remove. I think we've all heard about the pesky dandelions that won't leave us alone. The seeds grow super quick. They grow so quickly and they can survive frost and most attempts for us to get them out of our lawns. And we can use this energetically, magically, to move our transformations, our manifestations quickly and keeping them in motion, even with challenges and setbacks. Dandelion is also an ally of transformation, very complementary to Ladybug. Their magic is the magic of adaptation. When dandelions grow, their roots go really deep into the earth. They have what's called a taproot, which is drives straight down, makes them almost impossible to eliminate unless you dig up the whole thing. And this root not only helps them survive, but it loosens the soil. It brings up a lot of nutrients and transmutes a lot of unhelpful things in the soil. It really rejuvenates the environment. Dandelion creates really gentle, practical, and intentional transformation, not just for themselves, but the entire environment. Just like they clear toxic materials from the soil, this ally shows us how to clear our bodies of unwanted emotions, bringing us back into balance, especially in seasons of change and transformation and watery ungroundedness. So Dandelion is here this week to support us in times of change, offering us strength, resilience, grounding, and structure. So this week, reflect on how you can better structure your day. So what is the best use of your time? And are you giving yourself enough time to rest? That's super important. And how can you incorporate grounding into your daily life, into your little daily schedule there that Dandelion's helping you build? Remember that challenges or obstacles can be overcome with Ladybug's luck and trust and grace, and Dandelion's adaptation and determination. So, for today's tools, our practice this week will be a ritual to release, transform, and bring in new energy. And in this ritual, you'll be calling on Pisces energy of transformation, the new moon's energy of a fresh start, and we'll complement that energy with grounding, balancing our emotions, and calling in structure to manifest and ground into reality what we have been dreaming up. So, for this ritual, what you will need a bowl and some water. This bowl and water are going to represent the new moon. So, if you have a dark colored bowl, that's great. If not, that's fine. Bowl, water. The next thing you will need is dandelion. So if you're in the academy, you've already got this at your home. If you don't, and you don't have access to dandelion root or leaves or flower, it is absolutely possible to simply draw a dandelion and use that for your spell. Just draw a representation. That is your dandelion. You will also need mint for this ritual. You will need cinnamon. You will need rose hips or rose petals. Either of those will work. And finally, you will need paper and you will need something to write with. So if you are gathering these tools, oh, bonus points if your writing utensil is green or blue. These are great. Green for growth, blue for healing, both really great colors, but of course, work with what you got. So once you've got your bowl, your water, your dandelion, mint, cinnamon, rose, and paper and writing utensil, then it is time to dive in. So to clear this, to make this clear, to bring some clarity, using this bowl of water to represent the new moon, as well as a drawing of a dandelion instead of an actual dandelion, this is what we call sympathetic magic. And that may sound complicated, but sympathetic magic is simply using an object that represents something else. We're using that to represent an energy, a person, a being, an entity, a celestial body. It can be anything, but we're usually one thing to represent something else. So in this case, the dark pool of water represents the new moon and the dandelion, obviously. So here are your ritual steps. First, you're going to open your ritual as you normally would, being very careful to ground yourself. This is a very ungrounded time. If you're doing this in the Pisces season, or if you're feeling ungrounded, be sure to ground yourself. Step number 2 is going to be with your bowl. So you will place your hands on your bowl and you will call in the energy of the new moon. And this is as simple as just kind of saying it, just asking. You can say something along the lines of, I call in the new moon for a new beginning and a fresh start. You're going to state what you're calling in and the properties you're asking for. Then you will pour your water into your bowl. Once you've talked to your bowl, you're putting the water in. And as you're putting the water in, we are going to call on Pisces energy. And you would say something like, may the waters of Pisces facilitate my transformation. That's a fun one. I like that. And so now, step number 4 is to write your petition. And as I said, you can use a green pen or a blue pen or whatever you got, but this will be your format for writing this petition. And I'm going to walk you through it because it's going to take a minute. It's a lot of words. So this will be your format. I release blank into the earth. It's your first one. I release blank into the earth, whatever it is you're releasing. Then you will write, it is gone. Then you will write, I call in blank, whatever you're calling in. And then you will write, I am free. And then the last line will be, I am blank, kind of a statement of who you now are once the ritual is over. So again, that's, I release your release into the earth. It is gone. I call in blank. I am free. And then finally, I am blank. So here's an example that I came up for you guys. I release all fear into the earth. It is gone. I call in divine trust. I am free. And then I am peaceful. And this is really adaptable to whatever it is you're releasing and calling in. It works for anything that you need in your life at the time. So once you've written that petition, a little magical trick, a really fun magical trick is to write almost, what would you call it? Kind of locking in your intention, sealing in your intention. So you will write the phrase, and so it is, 3 times in 3 lines on top of each other, 3 times. over top of what you've already written. And so it is. Then you will rotate your paper clockwise 90 degrees. You'll write it 3 times over top of that again, and then you'll rotate again and do it again. Does that make sense? Make sense? And this is just a very common practice in magic. Threes are really special, really sacred. Everybody has their own choice. I like threes. And clockwise represents bringing something in, manifesting something. That's why we're using clockwise. So once you have written all of your petition stuff, then it is time for step number 5. And that means it's time for herbs. So with each herb, you will add them to the water, the bowl in the water. Oh, goodness. Once you've written your petition, you're also going to put that in the water. Excuse me. Put your petition in the water. Then you start putting your herbs in one by one. And as always, you will state the properties that you want from each of these herbs as you place them in the water. So mint would be here to assist your transformation through release and renewal. Mint is really incredible at pushing out, letting go of anything that doesn't serve us, and replacing it with this renewed energy. Then dandelion, or your drawing of a dandelion, you would put in the water. And as we explored, dandelion's here for growth and for structure to help you manifest those dreams or your manifestations of any kind. Then cinnamon, you'll put in your cinnamon, and cinnamon is here to ground. It's a very grounding herb. When you smell cinnamon, it's so like it brings you into your body. So cinnamon's here to ground you and also to amplify the magic. Cinnamon is a really powerful amplifier to any spell, just powers it up. And then you will add your rose hips or your rose petals. And this will be for healing and for balancing the energies of Pisces season. And then once you've added all of your herbs, everything's in the bowl of water. Step number 6 is visualization. So spend a little bit of time just playing out what your life will look like from now on. Visualize what you're creating there. That's a really powerful tool to be sure that you're getting exactly what you're planning for. Visualize what it is you want. See it play out. And then time for step number 7, which is to say some kind of finishing statement, incantation related to the purpose of your ritual, whatever it is you're particularly specifically calling in. Or you can simply just say, by my will, so it is. I love that one. Simple, quick, to the point. And that is your ritual. That's your spell. That's the whole thing. When you are done, once you've completed this, then you can pour the water out somewhere. You can pour it out outside if you can, kind of in the dirt to like make it grow, to make it happen. And if that's not an option, you can pour it down this drain of your sink. If that's what you got, it's what you got. Just do it with gratitude. Wherever you're pouring it, say a little thank you for all of the magic. And that's our ritual.